plea?
I have.
Ma'am, to the allegation that you absconded from Naomi's Nest on November 25th, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To the allegation that you removed your GPS tether without the court's approval, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To the allegation that you failed to comply with your bond conditions set on November 22nd, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, I'm going to accept those pleas as knowing and voluntarily given. Mr. Fanto, anything?
Your Honor, speaking of this pain, it's patently obvious that she needs treatment. She needs help. Whether that be at Naomi's Nest, whether it be inpatient, whatever might be appropriate. Jail is certainly not going to solve any problems.
To stop her from killing herself for 93 days.
I got you there. But, you know, in the big picture, it doesn't get Ms. Payne in a direction that she acknowledges she needs to be. It's obviously been a struggle for her. I would ask the court to consider keeping her.
All right, Ms. Payne, I remember when I set those bond conditions with you, you know, you have to, I can't, like, I'm a bleeding heart, especially for people in active addiction, right? I want you to be better, but if you don't want to be better, like, I can't go to treatment for you. And I can tether you to a treatment facility, which I tried, but I can't chain you to a bed. I mean, you have to have some control. You know, you made it 3 days before you cut your tether off.
I had to get my mother home.
No, I don't want to hear it. And then what? You went back to, like, you went right back out and started doing exactly what you were doing. You had to use. And the biggest, I mean, when you're ready to be honest with yourself, I want you to understand me. Everything you say is a lie. I know that right now. I know it's hard.
A few months of my life, my mother passed. I lost her. I didn't have money to get her out of the birthday, cremated her. And finally she's home. But
I'm really sorry about the loss of your mom, Miss Payne. But you have got to take responsibility for your
I tried
actions.
to explain that to my base officer and everything and everybody that I had to get my mother home.
Miss Payne, you were in front of me. And when you were in front of me, you and I had a long discussion about going into treatment and wanting to be involved in your kids' lives and wanting to, like, get off the streets and have some semblance of normalcy. And you have to want it to some degree.
I do want it.
We gotta want it more than you do. Because if what you're telling me is true, and you just had to go get your mom out, when you got your mom out, you'd be ready to come back. You'd have walked in the court and say, hey, I had to go get this done, and here I am, and I went and picked up my mother's ashes, and now I'm ready to go back. You didn't. You went back out and used, right? And did what you've always done, and it's not working. It is not working.
I died.
What?
I used one time. The day I got arrested. Then I died. I was committed to rehab the next day. Yes, it was forcing me to.
You cut off that tether. You made these choices. And Miss Payne, I want you to know whenever your rock bottom is, I hope you hit rock bottom before you kill yourself, because with what you're doing, I am going to see your name in the paper within the next year. You're gonna kill yourself. There's too much crap out there now. Everything's got fentanyl in it. We just lost someone recently that was in front of me that was trying to get into recovery and absconded. Just not even 3 weeks ago, didn't we?
Right.
You know why? Because fentanyl's in everything now.
I know.
Well, you're gonna kill yourself. I hope you don't. She's getting 93 days with credit for the 73.
17.
Oh, I'm sorry. Credit was for 17. I'm gonna write on there that in your jail paperwork that you need Matt. Are you withdrawing now or are you okay? Yes?
I had mine up. They gave me it when I was there this time.
Suboxone?
Yeah, but they didn't give it to me in Naomi's nest either. You said I had to be on it.
It was being arranged at Naomi's nest.
It's not something that can be
However, she
arranged.
absconded before she could get
It has to be arranged. We can't, I mean, listen, you weren't there 2 weeks, you were there 3 days. You were just there for a few days.
it. Unfortunately, it was also the holidays, so,
I mean,
you know.
It was Thanksgiving. I know it's hard, but you gotta try a little. So we'll get it. Now, listen, before you get out of the jail, they should have you, and I know this because I've talked to them about it. They'll have you have a phone call with D-Win and have you set up for someone to get your medications from once you get out of jail, but you have to want to go pick it up. You've got to follow through. No one's gonna hand deliver it to you at your front door.
I know, nothing I could do when I went to the rehab. I didn't have anything.
You gotta let them work through the holiday. You went in the day before Thanksgiving. It's gonna take them a day. Everyone's trying to help you except you.
I also do want to say she wasn't very forthcoming with the screeners because we could have given her a rehab facility that had, you know, detox, and maybe she could have gotten out.
You told me to lie, Kelsey. When I said I was still detoxing, you told me, you shook your head like this with her in the room, shook your head like this and said no. I said, what? She said, you detoxed you detoxed in jail, you said to tell them. Don't tell me, Kelsey. You told me to tell them I detoxed in jail.
No, I told her.
You shook your head at me.
No yelling. Don't yell at her.
I don't need to be told to say
Listen,
this.
did Kelsey, listen,
Detox.
okay, listen.
You
You need to take some responsibility for your decisions. Ms. Havner did not cut off her tether and run around and pick up new cases and not come to the court. You made all those choices. You're here because of your choices. But listen to me, you have a disease. You do. And there's help for you. But you have to want it to some degree. You've got to listen, when you want help, when you're done and you get out of jail, if you want help, all you have to do is walk into this court and we'll figure something out. We'll get you on the phone with D-Win and help you. And make,
on my way to.
What's that?
That's where I was pretty much on my way to, was walking to this court with my lawyer.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe next time you'll get further. Because Miss Payne, you take no, I mean, I've heard it all. I've heard it all before. And when you want some of this, you can come and get it. When you want recovery, hopefully you want it soon. You get out, you're gonna have 70 something days clean. If you want to stay clean, come in and we'll just make sure, if you're not set up with D-Win or whatever to get Matt, will make sure that that phone call's made and that you know how to get it. But on the other cases, on the failure to display.
Judge, she's been in custody 3 days. I would just ask for time served.
She's getting 60 days credit for 3 days.
Concurrent?
What's that?
Concurrent?
It'll be concurrent. It falls within the 90.
Nice.
So the other 2 matters were dismissed on that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make sure they know you need treatment over at the jail or at least medication while you're there. But Ms. Payne, when you're out, come to the court and get help before you kill yourself.
Judge, for the probation files, I believe that there is bench warrant fees associated.
And she's not paying.
Fines and costs.
Yeah, I'm waiving the fines and costs on all of it because we're not gonna chase that money forever.
Thank you.
All right.